Hello, mindful friends. Today we're going to be talking about mindful freedom, which I thought would be a nice topic for today, considering that tomorrow is the 4th of July and all of us are celebrating all these wonderful freedoms and privileges that we are given here in America. And that mindful freedom is kind of a different take on this word freedom and on our perspective of what it is. So what we tend to think of is freedoms that are given to us by other people. So we're asking people, let me do this, give me this freedom, allow me all of these privileges. But mindful freedom is one that comes from ourselves, from the internal, from our ability to choose the way that we see the world and the way that we respond. And that this type of mindful freedom is the only one that we can maintain and keep no matter what is happening in the external world. So it's not, we can't always control what other people are giving us for our freedoms, what the political situation is, what our neighbors are doing, what our parents are doing. Sometimes there are things that we don't receive freedoms for that we wish we could. But this mindful freedom is kind of separate from that. It's not contingent upon the freedoms that other people are giving us. And this is the type of freedom that Viktor Frankl described in all of his work. And Viktor Frankl, he's the one who survived the Holocaust and the death camps and came out to study psychology of this survival, of this amazing ability of man to survive and to find meaning in life. And what he described as freedom is this space between stimulus and response where you're able to pause and choose who you want to be. So choose the perspective you want to have, choose the person you want to be and how you respond to a situation versus just knee-jerk reaction, which may be what the other, what everybody else is expecting or what they're hoping from you, but that you can hold your own interpretation and perception of the situation that allows you to always be the person you want to be. So in those death camps, they were kind of taking away all these freedoms, right? Every privilege you can imagine, in hopes that it would reflect that these people were animalistic, subhuman. But what Viktor Frankl was kind of showing is that the most important freedom you have is to choose who you become in any situation. And that what they were seeing is when men could do this, they were still in there loving each other, finding, small moments, yes, don't want to over-exaggerate here, but little moments where maybe they could laugh at something or support one another or take a pause and look at a rainbow. And that kept them not turning into the kind of animalistic people that was expected when all of these rights were taken away. That is the most powerful freedom you could ever have. Because other people can grant you all these other freedoms. It's what they're handing to you, what they're deciding, or what you fight for, whatever. But the freedom that you cultivate in yourself to be able to take any stimulus that's happening out in the world and hold it inward in this internal space that you create that's peaceful, that's kind, that's compassionate, and then you generate a response from that serves you and serves the people in your life and serves the planet. That is the biggest kind of freedom. Whereas the opposite of that is when we're locked into reaction. We don't have that space that we've created between stimulus and response. And we are at the mercy of what's happening to us, right? We see it as this happens in the world. I have absolutely no choice I respond in this way, whatever it is. Yelling, doing the fight, getting upset, stomping our feet, giving up. You have no freedom. That situation just controlled you. That reaction just controlled you. So mindfulness is giving you that freedom where no matter what happens in the world around you, you can still choose your response. How powerful is that? I mean, that's amazing. What an amazing gift. And nobody can ever take that kind of freedom away from you. So what it's doing with that is it's giving you the ability to pause in those moments. It's giving you the awareness to notice what's happening in my body, based on, what just occurred in my environment, what was happening out there. What did it shift in my body, in my mind, in my spirit? And what is that knee-jerk reaction that would take a hold of me, that would control me? And we can ask ourselves, would that really serve me? Is that in line with who I want to be? And is that me making the choice, or am I being altered or controlled by this situation externally? And with all of that awareness, we end up being able to use that, power of intention and consciousness to decide, actually, there's a different response that I could have here. I could choose a different perspective, one that would serve me well and keep me as the person I want to be. So that this external condition, whether it be something someone else did or something someone else said, does not have the power to alter who you are, to take you out of your aligned state of being and your essence. You have the ability to look at that and say, this doesn't have power over me. I can do what I need to do to stay the person I want to be. And that's the freedom, that's the true freedom of mindfulness that can never be taken away from you because you have cultivated it within yourself. So this week, I invite you to look at how you interpret freedom. Are you waiting for everybody else to give it to you, for them to pass the laws you want them to pass, to give you the things you want them to give you? Or are you cultivating freedom within yourself by being able to see that you can have the perspective you want and you can be the person you want no matter what is happening in the world around you? Are you able to give yourself that amount of freedom? If you enjoy these little talks and would like to join us for a group session or individual coaching, you can visit us at newleafmindfulness.com. You can find my meditations on my YouTube channel and Insight Timer. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you all very soon.